Up next, we have our next speaker. Hold on a second, I lost my evaluation sheet. Uh, there it is. We have Madel. This is Madel's very first speech in Toastmasters. So she will giving an icebreaker speech. Usually an icebreaker is just to present herself in front of the audience, talking about maybe about her backstory, maybe what she likes, her hobbies, can be anything, as long as is a cohesive speech that let the audience learn a little bit about herself, or maybe an abundance of herself. She will give a 4 to 6 minute speech. So without further ado, I present Madel, how my parents raised us, Madel.
Thank you for that. Hello, everyone. I'm Madel, and I'm the youngest of 3 siblings. Today, I wanted to tell you about how my parents raised us. My sister is an econometrician, and my brother is an engineer. And I'm here in Melbourne pursuing my PhD in biochemistry after having obtained a master's and bachelor's degree in molecular biology and biotechnology. Both my parents didn't go to college. My mother only finished grade school because they didn't have the money. My father, he only finished high school because he got married too soon to his first wife, which was not my mother. I remember growing up and being reminded by both my parents that they didn't want us to have the life they had. And so all they aimed in life was for us to finish school. I remember when I was in high school and my sister just finished undergraduate and she got a job at a local college in our area, and turns out that the president of that college was related to my father. And so my father applied for a job as the president's personal driver, and he got it. Since my father was just mostly waiting for the president to finish his day, he applied for a few courses to get a degree. He really wanted to be a lawyer. Unfortunately, the president moved to a different college and my father lost his job. My father was a natural-born public speaker. For some reason, people just listened to him. In both the neighborhoods that we lived in, he was always a leader in the neighborhood associations. He would speak in front of the neighbors, and they would listen and interact with him. When I was pursuing my master's degree about 4 years ago, I had to move to the US to complete my experiments. This was the first big decision I ever made for my career. It was both exciting and scary at the same time. And I felt that I was both selfish and selfless for making it. About a month before I was supposed to go back home to the Philippines, my father passed away. He couldn't speak anymore because of the tubes in his mouth, and I couldn't remember anymore when was the last time I heard him speak. But I clearly remember the day he dropped me off the airport. We're not a very emotional family, but on that day, he wouldn't let go of my bag until where he wouldn't be allowed to anymore. If I had known that that was the last time I'd seen him, I wouldn't have kept myself from hugging him. When I lost my father, I thought that the first big decision I made for my career turned out to be a big mistake. I thought that, what's the point of pursuing these degrees if I wouldn't have my father to tell me how proud he is of me and how much he supports me? But I also thought that if he were here, he would tell me not to stop and to keep pursuing my goals. And so here I am, pursuing my PhD, the last of the degrees that I want to get. This PhD is sitting on top of a lifetime of sacrifices that my parents did for both of us. It's a combination of successes and failures, of regrets and happiness, of people that I've lost and people that I've met. I joined Toastmasters because in a way I want to be like my father. He was a good public speaker and a good leader. Maybe somewhere inside of me is a little bit of him. And I'm hoping that taking this Toastmasters journey will help me bring it out. Thank you.